Hi, this is Art Holden from PresenterMedia, and today I'd like to show you how to get started using our video backgrounds in your PowerPoint presentations. Now today I'm going to be using PowerPoint 2010 on a PC, but the techniques we're going to cover will also work on PowerPoint on the Mac and also Keynote. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to go over to PresenterMedia here and download a video background. I've chosen this Pond Ripples video background, and now it comes in 4 different formats. We have the WMV, the Windows Media file. That's best for PowerPoint on a PC. You have QuickTime, which is the best for a Mac or Mac PowerPoint or Keynote. And there's also a Flash file, .flv file, which is good if you're working in a Flash-based application. And finally, for convenience sake, we also have the videos embedded in a PowerPoint template already for you, and that comes down as a PPTX file. Since I'm working in 2010 on the PC, I'm going to download the WMV file. So I'll click download. Ask me if I want to open it or save it. I always choose save to make sure I've saved it to my hard drive and I have it. So I'm going to click on OK. That puts it in my downloads. So we'll go ahead and close that. And then we're going to go back to PowerPoint. And I've got a blank slide here all ready for it. Now if we just go right ahead and insert the video, it's going to pop it into this default text box. So first of all, I'm just going to delete that so it doesn't stick it in there. And then I'm going to go to Insert, Video, choose my video. And when it comes up here, it's already highlighted. When it's highlighted, it's going to have the video tools available to use on the video. So we want to make some adjustments to the playback options here. First of all, we want to tell it to loop until it stops so it plays over and over again. And finally, we also want to tell it to play automatically when you hit the slide instead of on a click. So, and the last thing we want to do is if you right click on this, you can send it to the background. So we'll do that. Alright, now I need my text box back here. So if we go to the Home tab, we can click on Reset the Slide, and that'll pop that text box back up there for us. Now it's become popular to use video backgrounds in church worship services and things like that. So I thought what we would do today is create a slide for the song Amazing Grace. And I've got the lyrics for the song on this text file over here. So I'm going to grab the first verse and just place it in this box. So I've got my title and my first verse, and let's just preview that slide and take a look what it looks like. And that's kind of what we expect. We've got our lyrics and we've got our video moving in the background, and that looks pretty good. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much how using our video backgrounds work. So let me show you how to take it to the next level. So one of the issues with PowerPoint and video backgrounds is, let me show you this sample. If we watch the video in the background, when we switch slides, PowerPoint actually has to pause the video and then start it up again. So as it pauses, PowerPoint does a slide transition and starts the video again. And while that doesn't look awful, and for most cases that's going to be okay, we can trick PowerPoint into making it look even more professional. So if we take a look at this series of verses, watch the video background now as we go from one verse to the next. The video keeps on playing seamlessly and doesn't ever have to stop and pause as it does the transition, which looks just a little bit better. So let me show you how we achieve that effect. So back in the editor here, I've got my first slide here that I'm going to work with, and I'm going to take the elements from the rest of the verses. I need verse 2, copy it, paste it on there. I need verse 3, copy it and paste it on there, and I need verse 4. I'm going to copy that and paste it on there. There, now that looks just terrific. So let's show you how we're going to clean that up and actually see what's going on here. A really handy tool is under your Home tab, and it's called the Selection tool, or the Selection Pane tool. So under Select, let's choose Selection Pane. And now we have the various elements on this page. And this should be verse 1, so we're going to go ahead and just change that so we know what it is. And as we click this visibility, this eyeball over here, the visibility of the various elements will change. So we can see verse 1, we can hide verse 1, see verse 2, hide verse 2, and so on and so forth. And I've got a problem that they're not very well lined up, so I'm going to select them all over here by holding down the control key and selecting each one. And then under the arrange thing here, we can align them all to the left, and then again align them all to the top. And now we have all of the elements are all aligned perfectly on top of each other. Next, we need to add the animations. So if we go under animations, we want to open up the animation pane so we can see each and every one of the animations on there. We're going to start with verse 1, so we're going to deselect everything and then select verse 1, and we're going to add, tell it to come on, and then we're going to tell it to go off. And we're going to go to verse 2, select verse 2 over here in the selection pane, tell it to go on effect, and then an exit effect. And we'll do the same thing for verse 3. And verse 4, since it's the last one, we just need to add an entrance effect. Alright, great. So now if we preview the slide, we will see an item come on, fade off, the next item come on, and fade off. And that's pretty close, except I don't want to have to toggle each on and off. I want the next verse, when the first one is done, the next one to come up automatically. So I am going to just tell verse 2 to start immediately, start with previous on each one of these. So when the previous off is happening, the next on happens immediately. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so start with previous on those. So now when we preview it, we get the verse coming on, and when we toggle to the next one, it automatically comes on in the third verse and the final verse. And it all looks very professional, and just like we would like it to look. So I hope that this has been helpful and that gives you some ideas of how better to use animated backgrounds to make your presentations just a little bit better. Thank you for taking the time to watch.